You're probably using Google Gemini wrong, and it's costing you hours of productivity every single day. Let me show you what I mean. Most people think they know how to use AI chatbots. They ask a quick question, get a basic answer, and move on. But Google Gemini has capabilities that go far beyond simple question and answer sessions, and once you understand these advanced techniques, you'll wonder how you ever worked without them. The first game-changing tip involves something called conversation memory stacking. Unlike other AI tools that treat each conversation as isolated, Gemini can build context across multiple interactions within the same chat. Here's how to leverage this properly. Instead of starting fresh conversations for related tasks, keep building on the same thread. For example, if you're working on a marketing campaign, start by asking Gemini to analyze your target audience. Then, in the same conversation, ask it to create messaging frameworks. Follow that up with content ideas, then email sequences. Each response builds on the previous context, creating increasingly sophisticated and cohesive outputs. But here's the key most people miss: you need to explicitly reference previous parts of your conversation. Say things like, based on the audience analysis you just provided, or using the brand voice we established earlier. This trains Gemini to maintain consistency and depth throughout your entire project. The second advanced technique is prompt layering with constraints. Most people ask Gemini to write something and accept whatever style or format it chooses. Power users know to layer multiple constraints into a single prompt. Instead of saying, write a blog post about productivity, try this approach: write a blog post about productivity for busy executives who have less than 5 minutes to read, using a conversational tone similar to Malcolm Gladwell, including exactly 3 actionable takeaways, and structure it with short paragraphs suitable for mobile reading. Notice how many constraints we layered in there: audience specification, time constraint, tone modeling, content requirements, and format specifications. Each constraint guides Gemini toward a more precise and useful output. Here's another powerful technique: use Gemini as a thinking partner, not just a content generator. Instead of asking it to solve problems for you, ask it to think through problems with you. For example, rather than create a business plan for my startup, try help me identify the 3 biggest assumptions in my startup idea and suggest ways to test each one. This approach leverages Gemini's analytical capabilities while keeping you in the driver's seat of critical decisions. The third advanced strategy involves chain prompting for complex projects. Break down large tasks into a series of connected prompts, where each builds on the last. Let's say you're preparing for a difficult conversation with a team member. Start by asking Gemini to help you identify the core issues. Then ask it to suggest different communication approaches. Next, have it role-play the conversation with you, taking the perspective of the other person. Finally, ask it to help you prepare responses to potential objections or emotional reactions. This chain approach produces much more thorough and nuanced results than trying to tackle everything in one massive prompt. Now, here's a technique that will revolutionize how you use Gemini for research and analysis. Instead of asking broad questions, use the assumption challenge method. Present your current thinking on a topic and explicitly ask Gemini to identify flaws in your reasoning. For instance, I believe our company should expand to international markets next year because our domestic growth is slowing. What assumptions might I be making that could be wrong, and what alternative strategy should I consider? This turns Gemini into a devil's advocate that helps you stress test your ideas before committing resources to them. Another advanced technique involves using Gemini for scenario modeling. Don't just ask what might happen, ask it to model multiple scenarios with different probability weightings. If we launch this product, model 3 scenarios: best case, worst case, and most likely case. For each scenario, explain the key factors that would drive that outcome and suggest early warning indicators we should monitor. This approach helps you prepare for multiple futures instead of planning for just one expected outcome. Here's something most users never discover: Gemini excels at meta-analysis of your own work patterns. Upload examples of your emails, reports, or presentations and ask Gemini to identify patterns in your communication style, recurring blind spots, or opportunities for improvement. Analyze these 5 emails I've written to clients. What patterns do you notice in my communication style, and how could I improve my effectiveness? This creates a feedback loop that continuously improves your professional skills. The final advanced technique is collaborative prompt engineering. When you get an output that's close but not quite right, don't start over. Instead, ask Gemini to explain its reasoning process, then work together to refine the approach. This response is helpful, but the tone feels too formal for my audience. Walk me through how you approached the tone in your response, and let's adjust it together. This collaborative approach teaches you how to communicate more effectively with AI tools while getting better results. These advanced techniques transform Gemini from a simple question-answering tool into a sophisticated thinking partner that can handle complex, multi-layered challenges. The key is moving beyond basic prompts to strategic, contextual conversations that build on themselves over time. Remember, the goal isn't just to get answers from AI, it's to augment your thinking, challenge your assumptions, and help you approach problems from angles you might not have considered on your own. If these advanced techniques helped you see new possibilities for working with AI, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into productivity and technology tools that actually make a difference in your work.